Hi, Calvary Confirmation families. Pastor Jeremiah here to bring you up to speed a little bit on what we're planning for confirmation this year. I did do an orientation with some of our 6th grade incoming folks, as well as people that are new to the program. It would be last night from when I'm recording this on Wednesday, and that video should be available on the website here too. What I'm aiming to do for this video is just to give you the nuts and bolts of things that are going to be different this year for those of you who are fairly familiar with how confirmation works. So the big thing is that our format is going to be different because of COVID. As of right now, what we're planning to do is that each Wednesday night, as part of the praise and worship service that'll be online, the final period of that is going to be a teaching time for confirmation. It kind of takes the place of the large group lesson. So each Wednesday night, that sermon/teaching piece at the end of that worship service will be the teaching time for confirmation. So you're going to want to make sure that confirmation students are tuned in for that. As far as the small group stuff, we've got a few different tracks that we are offering that you can choose how you'd like to approach that part of confirmation this year. So our first option is what we're calling the hybrid option. That's making use of those online large group sessions, but then once a month having the opportunity to meet in person in the sanctuary to watch one of those being done live, and then also break into small groups following that for small group conversation as we've done in the past. We think that if we do it once a month, we can split up the Wednesdays and the grades to give us enough room to do social distancing, keeping people as safe as possible, that kind of thing. So how that'll work is that on the first Wednesday of a month, we'll have 8th graders who opt for this mode of learning to come in at 6:30, take part in the worship service, watch it in the sanctuary, and then be part of that learning time sermon piece at the end. And then after that, they'll break into their groups. And again, that's just once a month. The second option we have is one that's similar, except without that in-person piece. This is the virtual track, where you can choose to have same online large group lessons, same downloadable worksheets, all the stuff that'll be available. And then instead of meeting in person once a month, you're going to have a Zoom meeting with your small group leader, whoever that might end up being once we divide things up into who's going to be in person, who's going to be virtual. And that's really the main difference there, is that rather than doing that in person, it would be completely virtual. And then the third track we're offering is independent and family study. And so basically what this is it's the confirmation experience minus the small group part for this time of COVID. Basically, you and your families as a group will participate in the online worship, participate in the online teaching time, and then have conversation with one another in your home around that topic that week. So where if you were in the church for the in-person meetings, they'd break off into small groups to discuss things, you'll do that at home with your families. And there'll be the online worksheets, kind of that same small group experience, except at home, that'll be available for you. So when you register for confirmation this year, we're asking that you sign up for one of those 3 tracks. The hybrid track, which includes the small group in-person meeting once a month. The virtual track, which is small groups online. And then the independent/family study, which will be just, we give you the materials and you run confirmation with your family as a group. So other things that are going to be a little bit different this year, as far as the Wednesday night schedule, I did mention this a little bit, that we're doing that in an online format for our worship services. Each Wednesday they'll begin at 6:30 with praise and worship, music, that kind of thing. And then around 6:50 is when we'll have that teaching time occur. And this will be done live from the sanctuary, broadcast, but then also recorded so that people can watch it later on if they didn't have a chance to see it when it was being recorded. And then also after that, there's going to be a time of online Zoom conversation available to anyone in the congregation, that whichever pastor taught the lesson that night will go into the Zoom room around 7:15 and be available for conversation there. And so even if you're not involved with confirmation at all, you can come and be a part of kind of all confirmation, all Calvary confirmation year in those Zoom meetings. So once again, Wednesday schedule is 6:30 praise and worship. About 6:50 is teaching time, and then about 7:15 will be that online Zoom room that'll be available. So as far as the calendar goes, we're still kind of trying to keep flexible with everything. It's hard to know for sure how things are going to shake out, but since we're doing an online piece for the large group, we're aiming for every Wednesday night starting from September 30th through May 12th of 2021 as being confirmation experience. We'll have a few nights in there that are break nights. Obviously, once we get to Lent in the beginning of or the middle of February, then we switch into the Lent mentoring piece. But that's kind of the breadth of what the confirmation program will run this year, is from the 30th of this month with the first teaching time available during worship through the 12th of May. Registration paperwork, as well as all of the sheet that I'm looking at here, are both available on the church website. If you just go to that confirmation section, you can get access to the registration form for this year, as well as the orientation itinerary piece with all of the details that you have. And so not a bad idea for you to grab those, just to have those on hand. And of course, you can always email any of us if you have questions. It also has on that sheet my cell phone number that you can text me or call me, that kind of thing. Then we are, when you get in that registration, we're asking that you get those into us by the 30th of September, when that first teaching time occurs. You can get those into Kim, either mailing them into the office, emailing us, however you want to get that done, it would be great. And then we are continuing that practice of $5 a person a night donation to cover costs of the technology piece that we have, the staff hours, that kind of thing. And we're figuring about 20 nights this year, so that comes out to about $100 for the year for confirmation. Again, you can use Rebel Give for that. Make a check out to Calvary with confirmation, the memory line, however you want to do that. We also do have catechisms, small catechisms available for purchase. We are studying catechism this year. They're available at the church office for $1. You can also find them online or download an app for them. We just want to make sure that you have those available to you to use for confirmation. I think that's all of the major things that are different this year. Again, if you have any specific questions, let us know. Give me a call, shoot me a text or an email, and then just look at these informational sheets that will be available online, as well as all of the worksheets and all of the recordings will also be available there once we begin. Well, I look forward to seeing what confirmation has in store for us this year. Again, it's going to be different. We're trying to be as flexible as we can as we get through this pandemic together. But in all things, we seek to follow Christ, and we seek to learn more about Him, and that's kind of what we're doing in confirmation, right? So look forward to seeing you more as we continue this process. Talk to you later.